if you are looking for rental accommodation in New Zealand, then you may want to check out websites like trademe.co.nz, realestate.co.nz, and even consider utilizing Facebook groups. By this time, you also have an idea of how much you're willing to spend per week, your preferred city or location, and your preferred living situation. Will you be flatting with a family or friend? Will you be renting a room, or will you be renting a whole house? So let's use some examples. In my experience, I moved to New Zealand for CAP, and before leaving the Philippines, my tertiary provider have already arranged my accommodation for the 2 weeks theoretical classes, and I do have to pay extra for this. After arriving in New Zealand, I met 6 amazing Filipino CAP classmates, and together we found an accommodation for our 4 week clinical placement. So for you, you can ask your school if they offer this similar program, knowing that you will be charged extra for the accommodation. Otherwise, for some Filipino CAP students that I know, they manage to find their rental accommodation through Facebook groups. And for your reference, there are actually different Filipino Facebook groups per region in New Zealand, and I will add some of the Facebook groups that I am a member of in the description box below, just so you have them for your reference. And by the way, if we're just meeting, Kia ora, my name is Binibining Veronica. I am a Filipino Kiwi nurse helping people better prepare with their big move abroad by creating videos just like this one. So if you want to plan better, please make sure to hit like and subscribe. Salamat po! During my clinical placement, I met Kuya Manny and I rented a room in their home for 16 months, and we've been friends ever since. More on that on a different video, but just know that they are an amazing family and they have been my source of support while I am living abroad. For others, finding a rental accommodation can really be challenging, especially if you don't have family or friends in New Zealand. So in a short-term basis, you may want to consider worst case, booking a hotel or Airbnb setup, but otherwise, you may want to try checking out TradeMe. Trade who now? Actually, that was also my reaction when I first heard about this website. But anyway, if this is the first time you are hearing about TradeMe, it is a website. It's actually like a newspaper. Di ba pag when you open your newspaper, you have different classified ads for properties, job listings, cars, clothing, services, ganyan. At yun nga, newspaper talaga yung example ko. Nagkakalabasan tayo ng edad dito. But anyway, I will talk more about TradeMe and explore some of its features. Just know that this will be the first of many videos about TradeMe in the future. This is not a sponsored content. Hopefully soon, baka naman. But I just want to bring this to your attention that TradeMe exists, and if you are looking for accommodation, this is one of the websites which you can use. Alright, up top you'll see options if you are searching for flatmates, vacancies, say you want to rent a room, that's the tab that you will choose. Obviously noting that you would be sharing that house with different people from potentially different parts of the world and obviously from Kiwis. If you want to rent a house, then click residential and go for rent. Just to give you an idea about rent market value or how much it costs to rent a property in New Zealand, I want to show you this website. It's www.tenancy.gov.nz. So again, this is just an estimate. Obviously, there will be properties cheaper and more expensive than this, but this is just giving you an idea. So for example, you want to live in Avondale, Auckland. So from this data here, it says that the lower market is asking price is about $460 per week for rent. And then on the higher end, it's $675 per week with a median asking price of $580 per week. If you scroll further, you'll have more information about rent depending on if it's an apartment or if it's a house and depending on the number of bedrooms that you are looking for. So let's look at the apartments in this area. So in this slide, you'll see there's different types of apartments depending on the number of bedrooms that they have. And you'll also see on the other column, it's just showing you the number of active bonds that we have at the moment in that area, and it's showing you the prices per week as well. So on a lower quartile for one bedroom apartment, it's $406 per week, and then the upper quartile it's $485 per week. And then if you're looking at a 3-bedroom apartments, it's $475 per week, or the highest would be $535 per week. But again, these ranges are just estimates. Obviously, you can still find, like, if you're looking at Avondale, Auckland, you will still find apartments which are more expensive and cheaper than what this is. But again, this is just like an estimate, a guide for you to start with anyway. We will look at other locations, and we will also talk about bonds and moving costs just very quickly. However, if you are enjoying this video, then please make sure to hit subscribe and turn on your notification bell so you will know when I upload new videos just like this one. And if you want to support the channel, click that super thanks icon at the bottom of the video, or simply buy me a coffee by clicking the link below. I'd like to thank the people who actually have given me super thanks and who have bought me a coffee previously. I really appreciate it. It helps me continue what I do here in YouTube. And alternatively, a big like and subscribe always helps. So salamat po. Alright, now let's go to Wellington. On your slide, there's Mount Victoria, Wellington, with the lower weekly rent at $450 and the upper weekly rent at $700. So this one is in Mount Victoria, and then just for comparison, I want to show you a slide about apartment setup. So again, depending on 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom, and 3 bedrooms, and then houses as well. So if I can put the two slides together, you can see there that a 3-bedroom apartment in this location, the cheapest you can get at $738 per week, and the most expensive you can get at $861 per week. However, if you are looking for, say, a 4-bedroom house, you'll be looking at paying $950 to $1,150 per week. So obviously, I am just choosing a random area in a big city, and prices could very well vary depending on which suburb you choose in that particular city and what time you're watching this video. Who knows what rental property will look like in the next few months or even years, right? And just going back on that point where the suburb also will matter, like in terms of pricing. Let's take, for example, in Tauranga. So we'll look at 2 suburbs in one city, okay? So on this slide, you have the market rent in Gate Pa, Tauranga versus the market rent in Pais Pa, Tauranga. So these accommodations are both in the same city in Tauranga, but they are in a different suburb. So you'll see that for Gate Pa, for example, the weekly cost is around $510 to $630 per week. However, in Pais Pa, it's about $630 to $720 per week. Obviously, there are many factors that affect the rental price. I am not a real estate agent. I am not expert with properties at all. But, if you're closer to CBD, if the place is accessible, if your home is relatively new, or if it's older, depending on socioeconomic status as well of the neighborhood. So those things could be factors on why there's such variation with the rental prices. And obviously, other than cost of rent, you may also want to consider the distance from your accommodation to your work, if you have preferences, say new homes versus established homes, and overall community vibe, or if you already have friends in a particular area, and obviously safety. Question of the day: are you also moving to New Zealand? Where is your preferred area? Are you heading up down south or up north? Let me know in the comment section below. Now let's talk about rental bonds. So let's say you found a property, you booked for an inspection and viewed the property, you completed a rental application, and the landlord chose you, and it's now time to sign some forms and pay the bond. In my experience, I paid the rental bond through the property manager, and they lodge it to the tenancy services. So just for your reference, in New Zealand, your landlord doesn't hold this money in their bank account. It's lodged with the tenancy services. Bond is money held by tenancy services that could cover unpaid rent, damage to the property, or any claims relating to the tenancy. Tenants who have looked after the house, paid rent in full, and paid any amounts owing should get a refund of their bond when the tenancy ends. You can pay the bond online or by direct debit. I have ever only paid bonds through direct debit, and it's pretty straightforward. By the way, in the past, before you can actually move to a rental property, you have to pay letting fee. However, this is now prohibited since December 12, 2018 under Residential Tenancies Act. Letting agents may choose to charge a landlord for letting services, but they are prohibited from charging them to tenants. Landlords or agents may incur costs from a tenant asking to assign, sublet, or part with possession of a property. They can seek reimbursement from tenants for these costs as long as they are reasonable. I have also created a video about cost of living in New Zealand, so you may want to check that out next. Otherwise, as always, I wish you all the best with your journey and I hope you will be blessed. I'll see you soon. Bye!